as the daily MACD does hit those crazy levels, which we have not seen before. We are seeing an absolute squeeze here where some things can be very, very crazy when we get to these type of levels. But something like the Qs is warning us that, hey, we are outside of the expected zone and we haven't really gotten any unexpected news recently. So maybe we're still riding the wave from the news down here, which is a dangerous thing. It still means we could be building some kind of FOMO trap. But today you have somewhat of a beast awakening. You have some signals that are suggesting that the market is very risky here. Not only the monthly expected move, but you do have some signals suggesting that now the market is risky and it's not even hiding anymore. If it is hiding to you, then it is hiding in plain sight. So pay attention to these signals because this is going to be very important. First of all, on the SPY, on the 30-minute chart, I just wanted to go over these daily expected moves from today. I thought the daily expected moves were pretty good today. I mean, we got a small confirmation right over here, and we did lean all the way up into that 740.76. Very, very nice. So I'm going to update these levels for you. They're already updated on the Qs. I just wanted to show off how daily expected moves we do get attracted to those levels. Now, 743.83 to the upside for your daily expected move. We do see 734.77 to the downside. So there's your daily expected moves for tomorrow. And it's going to get very interesting because you do have all these forms of now multiple point divergence especially for, you would say, your RSI. That would be multiple point divergence, which means that you're always at risk of a 2-hour pullback. Now, you do have divergences on the RSI in the near price action, mainly displaying those 30 minutes. You do have divergences all the way across multiple point as well. So since we have multiple point across and we still have room to that center line, you still have to be prepared. If you do get a 2-hour pullback, good buyers, even down in here, good buyers. Watch if the 2-hour chart is able to curl up into positive territory if this does end up crossing down with those divergences. For tomorrow, we would look for something like 734.77 for the downside. If we're going to keep squeezing out of these conditions, that's exactly what the bulls would want. But as of right now, you have some very big confirmations that happened. Even though the SPY went up, we did see some pretty interesting things, the dollar being positive, VIX being positive, pretty much everything related to volatility going up. That makes total sense as we get to the Qs. All right, the Qs say a very similar thing. You see those divergences in their price action pretty extended across divergence. So you do want to be very open to another 2-hour potential trap. We even talked about it in the video, I believe, over the weekend, how you can see the Qs get to their monthly expected move. The SPY's not there yet. You can get a 2-hour pullback, and then these guys can actually get outside of those moves, and that can allow the SPY to catch up. So I just wanted to point that out really quickly. That is something to consider. It is something that has happened way more often than you would think, right? So as of right now, the Qs are blatantly telling you this is like your signal that's not even hiding from you, your analysis that's not even hiding from you. You're above the monthly expected move. That means there is a lot more risk of seeing a downside drop than there is seeing even more upside as of right now. It means there's not a lot of edge here. There's most likely no real way to understand, like, hey, where's this going to stop at this point? But it's also saying when it does stop, you can get some mean retracements. So it means be careful outside of monthly moves, right? We close in this area 68% of the time. So if you think we're just going to continue, hey, that can happen. It's just low probability at this point. If the 2-hour chart crosses down, look how much room there is to the center line. So in order to really sell off, you'd really have to see something pretty ugly for a period of time and probably see a lower high from the 2-hour. Or the more probable thing is we get that 2-hour pullback, we curl to the upside, we break above that monthly expected move, set up a 2-hour divergence, and that allows the SPY to do what? It allows the SPY to potentially get to their monthly expected move, right? Maybe pull back down into these areas, curl back to the upside, get there, and then we see if we can create those reversal signals around options expiration. So for the Qs, I wanted to go into that 30-minute chart just for a brief moment here. The Qs on the 30-minute chart, you're seeing these similar divergences kind of flat there on your MACD, slightly down, but definitely significant on the RSI. And the next point is holding. So this means you could pretty much see a 2-hour pullback anytime, but we've talked many, many times over the last month about shorting a short squeeze. It is a very difficult thing to do. It is not, and I've learned the hard way. So you can learn from my losses in the very, very long time ago past when I did that. it is not a good idea to short squeezes, just so you are aware. But I understand if you're building an argument, if you're a seasoned trader and you have some good skills behind you, I totally understand. Risk management is always key. IWM here kind of rough because if this is curling down right now, that could be considered a lower high. That can say we're going to take out this low and go make a new one, especially if it goes into negative territory. As of right now, you did get some good buyers in. So if this is able to curl up at any point, that would be violated on the 30-minute chart. And if you curl up on that 30-minute chart, you can head to 288.88 to the upside and 281.78 to the downside. If you're going to see some kind of downside move like this, most likely you would like to see if this is going to go into a negative trend. You would like to see that level broken, most likely retest that 5-day and then curl back to the downside. Once again, as we blow up the time frames here, you'll see the 2-hour chart. IWM is different. IWM isn't terribly extended across. It still is extended across, in my opinion, but just not as much as the other ones. This here is confirmed. That's a big difference here. And we're trying to reject as of right now. So we'll see what happens with this. Once again, shorting a short squeeze is a little bit hard, but we did suggest even on Patreon that if I was going to take a play with the 2-hour move to the upside, the 2-hour pullback that curls up by the center line, then IWM would be a great play. It has proven to be a great play so far. So very, very nice. But if we reject right here, there is always some risk with these 2-hour divergences between these levels and the lower high that you can see some kind of daily move to the downside. Once again, I do not believe that'll be some kind of mega crash. If anything, I think it'll be a pullback. If it is some kind of bigger retracement, right, down to these type of levels, well, then I would still consider, hey, we are extremely positive on this MACD. And I would also say that price action is suggesting that a higher low is more probable. And if we break down for a bit of time, just look if that turns back around, because I think that they will set up some kind of fake crash narrative at this point, in my honest opinion. Now, the signals that I wanted to suggest were kind of hiding in plain sight did confirm here. We are seeing a daily confirmation for volatility. You're even seeing the downside move, not making a new low for the dollar as we make a new high, actually ending the day or about to end the day in 15 minutes up about 0.07%. So you do have the dollar up while the market is up at the same time. We will still be watching this very, very carefully. But as of right now, I think volatility is the thing to keep your eye on. If you wanted to see when the next good opportunity is, most likely you would need to see some sort of downside for the SPY. You want to see if that's able to curl up again, or is that just going to completely fail? Most likely complete failure looks pretty plausible here. We see that the VIX is in a 2-hour positive trend. The key thing about this is we can continue upside, but now it looks like the VIX is going to continue to try to make higher lows. So it would be a little bit cautious at this point. The main thing here, though, the thing that helps you out the most is just having monthly expected moves and going, hey, when does the market become risky? Well, it's not risky down here. Curls up. What does it do? 2-hour goes all the way to the monthly expected move. Now you say, hey, where's my edge? Well, there is no real edge here because we can keep going, but there's nothing that really suggests we have to keep going. But it's more suggesting that we pull down into this zone because that is a higher probability. Hey, thank you guys for watching this video today. I had to go through things very, very quickly, but I will have more time tomorrow. Patreon members, be looking for an update in the next couple of trading sessions. Thank you guys so much for joining today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace out.